So today I'm going to show you the different ribeyes that we have in store and how we cut those. Over here we've got the down or the light ribeye. We also carry an up or a heavy ribeye, and then the tomahawk. It's becoming almost everyone's favorite. So anyway, just to kind of explain the difference in these, because again, it's the same loin, there's just a little bit of difference when it comes to sizing, and then of course we're leaving the bone on here. And so I'm going to start with cutting this down or this light ribeye. So this is going to come in off a smaller framed cattle. I'm just going to square it up. I'm going to try to keep the trim to as minimal as possible, and then I'm just going to cut them about 1 inch thick. Again, this is coming from light down cattle. Man, that's an amazing, you can see the marbling in that steak. I'm gonna come back, trim the tail just a little bit. I like to trim the tail after I cut the steak, and we always allow the customer to let us know if they want more of that fat trimmed off. I like to leave the tail when we've got a little bit of meat on the back side, because personally that's one of my favorites. Then of course we're going to take this trim, and that's going to go back to the hamburger lug. So now we're going to come into the up or the heavy, which is coming off the larger framed cattle. You're going to notice the difference in the size of this ribeye. Again, I'm just going to trim, square it up just as little as possible because I don't want to waste too much. I'm going to come in again and cut this thing about 1 inch thick. The good grade, high grade is shown right here through the fat and the marbling. Okay, then I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to show you here that I come back in, and again I'm going to trim this tail. We leave a little bit, and we always leave room for the customer to tell us if they want more trim or less. So this is coming off of those ups or those heavies. This one's coming off those light or downs. So look at this guy in the comparison. That's the difference. And so if I'm trying to cut a 10 to 12 ounce compared to a 14 to 16, even an 18 ounce ribeye, that's going to be the difference. I'm going to use these to get my smaller cuts, and these bigger ones to get those big cuts. And of course all the fat and the trim goes to hamburger. This one's gaining a ton of popularity. This is the Tomahawk, and again it's the same ribeye loin, but we've left the ribs connected, and again we've trimmed them up, cleaned them up. So we split the front quarter from the hind quarter between the 12th and the 13th rib, and then we're going to break the chuck from the rib between the 5th and the 6th. That leaves 7 ribs on this tomahawk. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to cut these off using our knife. We're not using the saw, and we're going to come between each of these ribs just naturally. So the sizing is going to really depend on where we're at in that loin, but you're going to see here just breaking between each one of those ribs with my knife. Gets a little bit tricky on this back side, but again we've come up with 7 beautiful tomahawks.